Hey guys, I'm EJ from the United... I can't believe I did that. Hey guys, it's Anthony from the United 931, and today I'm going to share about Jesus when he met the Samaritan woman at the well. It's in John chapter 4, and it's the longest dialogue between Jesus and another person. I'm not going to read the whole thing or share about every detail of the story, but I want to share a few things that stuck out to me, and I encourage you to go read John chapter 4 and study and read this yourself. To set up the story, Jesus and his disciples are doing ministry, and they're leaving Judea and heading to Galilee, and they cut through Samaria. And culturally, you didn't cut through Samaria if you were Jewish. The Jews and the Samaritans, they didn't get along, so culturally you would go around, completely around, and you would avoid Samaria. But Jesus didn't do that. Jesus didn't want to do that. So first, Jesus broke cultural barriers. He broke racial tensions. He didn't care about the drama and the barriers between the Samaritans and the Jews. Jesus went through, and that's just like us. Jesus doesn't care who you are, where you're from, what you've done. Jesus cares about you. Jesus wanted to meet the needs of people. Jesus wants to meet the needs and to love people. Jesus was all about helping hurting people and meeting people where they are. Jesus was all about loving people. So my question to you today is, what are you avoiding? It could be something in your school or in your workplace that you're avoiding, or someone you're avoiding. Are you avoiding this because of conflict, because of insecurity, because of your own sin? How can you reach people with the love of Jesus? Jesus didn't care about the sin. He didn't care about the drama. He didn't care about all that stuff. Jesus cared about loving people. Verse 5 says this: "So he came to a town in Samaria, near the plot ground Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired as he was from this journey, he sat down by the well. It was about noon. When a Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, 'Will you give me a drink?'" So not only was this a Samaritan, and Jesus wasn't supposed to speak to Samaritan, that's a big cultural no-no, but Jesus spoke to a woman, a Samaritan woman, and that's a big cultural no as well. The Jews would be freaking out that Jesus did this. The disciples would probably freak out too. Even later in this chapter, it talks about how the disciples questioned Jesus for talking to this woman. And it was at noon, and that's important because that's the hottest time of the day. Most people didn't go get water at noon, but this woman did because she was an outcast. She had a bad reputation in this town. Most people would come before sunrise or after sunset to get water, but this woman did not. She came at noon, the hottest time of the day, to avoid people. Why was she avoiding people? Because of her sin. And Jesus later points out that she's had 5 husbands, and the man she's living with now is not her husband. Jesus didn't miss an opportunity here. He didn't miss an opportunity to share about love and to share about the living water that he talks about in this chapter. But sometimes we are more like the disciples. We question Jesus. Sometimes we're more worried about ourselves and our lives and our material things and everything going on in our lives that we miss what Jesus is trying to do, or what Jesus is trying to do speaking to us. So what are you so focused on in your life that you miss an opportunity to thank God or surrender to God or worship God or even share the love of Jesus to someone, because somebody needs it? So Jesus talked to this woman for a little while about the living water and the truth that comes through that, and that he is the Savior of the world. And listen to what this says in verse 28. "Then leaving her water jar, the woman went back to the town and said to the people, 'Come see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Messiah?' They came out of the town and made their way towards him." Then in verse 39 it says, "Many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony." This woman who had a bad reputation in the town, she was known for sleeping around with people in town. They believed because of her testimony. "He told me everything I ever did, all the sin I had, all the struggles I faced, that you may face, all the sin that you're going through, everything that you're doing with the addiction, anything like that." So when the Samaritans came to him, they urged him to stay with them, and he stayed 2 days. And because of his words, many more became believers. So my last point is, until Jesus runs this town. The woman, she left Jesus to go tell everyone in her town about who she met, about Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. She didn't care about her reputation in the past that she had. She only cared about sharing Jesus Christ to her town. We are God's vessels, guys, and we are called to reach everyone, no matter their situation. And even the situation you're in, whether good or bad, it can help someone. You sharing your testimony can help someone today. This town needs Jesus. This country, this world needs Jesus, guys. So are you gonna run away and take the long way and avoid? Or are you gonna let Jesus run this town? It all starts with you. Thank you, guys.